M&M's Healing Touch. We trust that you're doing well today just as we are. In our last video, we had spoken about intermittent fasting and we received a few queries which we felt we should address, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. The link to the last video is in the description box below, so if you haven't seen that, take a look. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and click that bell icon so you get info on the videos when we post them. If you like what you see, give us that thumbs up and share this video with your friends. From the number of queries that we received, the most common one was, what can we drink during the fasting window? Now before we tackle that, let's first find out what is the purpose of intermittent fasting. Now there are many benefits that you can derive from intermittent fasting, but the most sought after by most people is weight loss and healing. And these two can be quantified. Let's face it, you can't really quantify how much your blood sugar level has stabilized, nor can you tell how much your inflammation has gone down, or whether your heart health is better unless you actually go for tests. But you can actually see your weighing scale go back, you can see the inches come off, and you can also feel the wellness that comes with the healing. So now that we've identified the two main goals of intermittent fasting for most people, let's figure out what actually happens so that we can better deal with achieving those goals. For weight loss, simply put, weight loss is when you consume more energy than you have store reserves. In other words, if you burn more fat reserves and create less, you have weight loss. Now, in order for you to do that, sugar and carbohydrates should be limited so that your body can go into ketosis and the body burns fat energy for fuel, which is exactly what intermittent fasting does. Healing. The body actually goes into a state of autophagy where it searches out damaged and dying cells, breaks those down into their amino acids, and then uses those amino acids to build new cells. Now that can happen only if there is a limited amount of protein and amino acids in the system. So now that we found out how that works, let's find out what we can do to help that along as opposed to hinder it. Now, for weight loss, if you have carbohydrates and sugars in your fasting window, your body will stop using fat energy for fuel. You see, it's easier for the body to actually use carbohydrates and sugars and convert those into energy than it is for your body to use fat. So the minute you introduce carbohydrates and sugar into your system, your body stops burning fat and tackles the carbohydrates and sugars first. Then after, if it feels it has the need, it might actually go back to burning fat. So if your aim is weight loss, sugar is a definite no in your fasting window. For healing, the body needs to get into a state of autophagy where there is no available protein and amino acid, so the body seeks out your damaged cells and dying cells. So if you do consume protein or amino acids in your fasting window, your body's not going to do that. It will tackle the proteins that are just coming in as opposed to seeking out the damaged cells. And if those damaged cells are not expunged, it then leads to complications as it increases. So now that we've identified what and how, comes back to that question, what can we drink during the fasting window? We have a list of items, the first of which is water. Now water actually helps you suppress your hunger pangs and it also hydrates the body. 20% of your water comes in from the food that you eat. So mind you, when you're fasting, you should increase your water intake so that you're not dehydrating. Now, water has no sugar, it has no amino acids, it has no proteins, and it helps to flush the liver of toxins. So water is the best drink to go to when you are fasting. Well, you can have carbonated water, but make sure that they're not sweetened. Stay away from sweetened and flavored waters because those contain sugar or sweeteners which can kick in an insulin response. If you need to flavor water, you can infuse it with a slice of lime or lemon, or maybe even a slice of cucumber. But make sure you're not eating the cucumber and chucking out the lime slice. The next drink would be coffee. Black coffee does not cut through your fast and it does not produce an insulin reaction. So it is a good drink to have, provided it is not sweetened with sugar or sweeteners. Now some people say that you can use cream because this cream is predominantly fat, but it won't trigger an insulin response and will help your weight loss, but it may contain proteins and amino acids and may deter from the healing aspect. So in my opinion, if you can do without, it's best. The third drink would be tea. Plain unsweetened tea is a go-to drink. I personally and my friend and business partner, we love tea. The problem we have is we can't drink black tea and unsweetened tea. So we kind of challenge each other in the respect of how long we can go through on a fast day before one or the other gives in and actually has that sweetened milk tea that we love so much. And it's okay to fail so long as you get up and try again the next time. So each time we actually do a fast, we try to push each other to do better and longer than our previous fast day. Now, these are the three drinks that you can actually go through and have no worries about either like breaking your fast or like losing out on healing. There's also bone broth. Now, bone broth will not hamper your weight loss because it has no sugars or carbs in it, but it may have proteins and amino acids, and so it is recommended that you should stay away if healing is your aim. Now that we found out what we can drink, I'm going to list a few drinks that you should not have because it's bad. It has sugar and it will actually just ruin your fast. One is diet soda. Although it says 0 calories, it is sweetened with sweetener and therefore will actually trigger an insulin response which might actually bring out a craving for sugar. The other is almond milk. Almond milk also has a bit of a sweetener in it, and so it will actually trigger an insulin response which will hamper your weight loss. Coconut water. Apparently coconut water has 1/3 your sugar dietary intake for the day, and so it's definitely a no-no during your fasting window. Fruit juice. Fruit juice is actually a liquid meal, so that's a definitely stay away from. Now, sugars and carbs, if you want weight loss, keep those out of your fasting window. Proteins, amino acid, if you want healing, keep those out of your fasting window. Personally, I think if you're going to do a 16-hour fast, you might as well stay away from both of them so that you reap the benefits of all the benefits of intermittent fasting. I hope whatever we shared with you was useful. In the comment section, let us know what your challenges are and how you overcome them so that you can share with one another and help each other to actually get better at what we're doing. Until next time, love, peace and light to you all.